Well, hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about and showing you how to log into the virtual meeting room that we will be used to hold our class sessions for all of the face-to-face criminal justice courses, including my classes and Mr. McMurray's classes. We will be holding class at the same structured time that we had when we were meeting face-to-face. The only difference is we'll be in different rooms in different places. It's a very simple program to use, particularly from the student's end. And I'm going to show you here how to log in. There are two alternative methods that are available, and also just a couple things about what you need to do once you're logged into the system. So let me get out of the way. First way to log into the course is going to be using Blackboard itself. So you would log into your course during the time up to 15 minutes before class. You will be allowed to get into the actual virtual meeting room. The way to get to it in Blackboard is to click on the link next to the course. Now you can do this in either on your laptop, on your desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone. If you're using it from the smartphone, it's probably going to be easier to use the link that we're going to provide you instead of going through Blackboard to get to it. And I'm going to show you the link in just a second. Once you get into the system, there will be a list of all the sessions that are available. You'll notice two of these sessions are for next week. They are not available at the time that I'm filming this because they are next week's program. The practice session I have left open. These practice sessions, this one will open at 8:30 on Thursday morning, the 19th. I want as many students as possible to log in at 8:30 from this class or any of the other classes. And again, if you can log into your class, you can log into one of the other classes. If you're logging into one of the other classes, you are going to have to use the web link. We're going to get to that in just a minute. All you would do is you would click on the session that you want to get into, and it would open up. It's going to go through a routine. The routine is the same that is used when you're going through the web link, except the web link has an additional step. So I'm going to step over to my email that I just sent to myself to give you the actual web link. Hopefully this is going to open up in the right window, and we'll be able to go from there. So the criminal investigation course is the one that I'm using as an example right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then it should bring us into the session. First thing you will need to do is, if you're logging in through the link and not through Blackboard, you need to type your name in. So I'm going to type a name for a student in, and then click Join Session. Once you have joined the session, the first thing that's going to come up the first time you log in is there's going to be, again, depending on which system you're using, but you should have something that asks whether you should allow the program to use your microphone. Hit allow. You're going to need to have it. You will then have this audio test screen come up. In this audio test screen, there's a little magenta bar that goes back and forth. If it is working, going back and forth as you speak, you're good to go. You can click yes, it's working. If it's not, you're going to probably need to hit no, I need help. Now, one thing you want to try before you hit no, I need help, there's this pull down. You may have multiple microphones. Try each one before you go to yes, I need help. So we'll get that out of the way. We're going to leave it on that one. It's working, so we'll click yes. Now it's going to check and see if you're allowed to use, you're going to allow the program to use your camera. You will do that. Click allow. If you don't have a camera, keep in mind that you can use your smartphone, and it works quite well on the smartphone. Now, right now, it's not seeing the camera because the program I'm using is using it. Let me see if I can get it to stop. I'm going to have to stop this recording to get it to use my camera, but we'll worry about that another time. My picture will normally be up there. I'm going to go and say yes, it's working, even though it's not, because I'm using the camera is already being used in this other system. Now you can go through a tutorial, or you can hit later. Either way, it brings you to the tutorial. So I don't know why it's there. Just click X to get out of it. There's not a whole lot that you're going to need. Let me move this screen down a little bit so you can see. Down here you have an icon that shows your status. You're going to have an icon for the microphone. Do not share your microphone unless you're called on to speak, because if you do, if everybody had their microphone open at all times, we'd have a lot of background noise. So be sure you click the microphone off. Then you've got a share video icon. You want to click on this to go ahead and share your video. It's not going to let me share it because I've got the video that's already in use by another program. But normally when you click on that, it will share your video. I will have a PowerPoint up here. Let me go ahead and hit stall and get that up there. Hang on just a second. Through the magic of pause time, that didn't take as long for y'all as it took for me. But yeah, I'll have a PowerPoint up here. You'll actually be able to switch back and forth between the PowerPoint and the video of me. I don't know why you'd want the video of me, but the PowerPoint is what's going to be the key thing. The other link down here at the bottom, besides, and again, you want to definitely share your video. The third link on here that you have too is to raise your hand. If at any point you have a question, click on this. A screen will come up on my page saying that someone has raised their hand. Let me click back over there and you can see what it looks like. See, it says, I'm a student has raised their hand. So I would then call on you to ask your question. I'd click lower their hand so it disappears. And then you would come back over here. You would enable your mic. You would ask your question. And then you would disable your mic and I will answer it. You may have to re-enable it. But anytime you talk, kind of think of it as talking on a walkie-talkie. You're going to enable it and disable it as you go. Now, periodically throughout the course, there will be some polling that will take place. I'm going to pause and show you what's going to come up on the screen when you have a polling. As soon as I move this out of the way so I can get back to it. Okay, when the polling comes up, there will be a question on the presentation, and it's going to be either a yes or no or multiple choice question. Once I give you time to decide your answer, after reading the question, you will either answer yes or no, or you will choose choice 1, 2, 3, or 4. The question's not going to show in this little box. You're going to have to get the question off of the screen, and the box may be in front of it. We don't really have control where it shows up. So please read the question, decide your answer. I'll give you a couple seconds before I bring up the screen. Keep in mind, it is very important that you participate in each one of these. It will keep a log of who has participated, and that's how I'm going to determine whether you have been to class or not. Logging in and walking away from the screen for an hour does not mean you went to class. So this is kind of the catch-all for that. And guys, that's it. We'll continue to have tests and quizzes that will be due. Your quizzes will be due before the virtual class. And the exams will be given again through Blackboard. Whether or not we're going to have to take any of the tests before we come back face to face or not, I can't answer at this time. We will make this through this kind of unprecedented disaster. Just please bear with me. I will be very understanding of people having technical difficulties, but you're going to have to work through them as soon as possible so we can get this course, this semester over with and move on to brighter futures. Well, thank you, and we'll see you in the practice session, or we'll see you in class. Hopefully we'll see you in both. I really need everybody to log in this practice session so we can iron out some problems beforehand. But that's all I've got for you now. I will talk to you virtually later.